Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for being here today. Well, we can't have a hearing on corruption if we're not going to talk about the Palestinian Authority. Corruption within the Palestinian Authority is widespread, including nepotism, blackmail, embezzlement. In fact, the Palestinian Authority's corruption is so widespread, it really led to the rise of Hamas in Gaza. Initially, President Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority was touted as being a reformer. I might note that he is in the 20th year of a 4-year term, the only one he was elected to. And he has exercised autocratic power in the West Bank for nearly 2 decades now. He's diverted public funds and international aid to enrich himself and his family. And in 2020, a Palestinian whistleblower revealed that Abbas's office had been regularly transferring European aid money into the president's personal accounts. And critics of the Palestinian Authority's rule have often faced torture and arbitrary arrest. In 2021, Nizar Banat, a popular opposition figure and anti-corruption activist, was killed by the authority's security forces. And around 80% of Palestinians view the PA as being corrupt. Mr. Nephew, do you agree that the Palestinian Authority is a corrupt organization?
Senator, thank you for the question. We have consistently reminded the Palestinian Authority's leadership that they have a responsibility to reform and improve the PA's governance so that it can effectively support the Palestinian people's aspirations. And this is including at the level of the Secretary, who's engaged with the PA leadership on the need for revitalization and reform. A senior team continues to engage Ramallah on this topic now. So the issue of reform and addressing corruption is absolutely a key part of our engagement with the Palestinian Authority.
So you agree then that corruption is a big problem for the Palestinian Authority?
Yeah, Senator, I think we are very much cited on the fact that corruption is a big challenge for the Palestinian Authority and that it needs to be managed and responded to through reforms and revitalization.
So is this a new thing or is this a long-standing problem?
Senator, I think we have seen corruption issues in the Palestinian Authority for some time. And again, we believe that the only people who can reform and address this issue are the Palestinian people themselves and the Palestinian Authority, and we're engaged with them on that important mission.
So what steps did the administration take before October 7th with regard to corruption in the Palestinian Authority? Is it just reminding them they need to take on this stuff? Or are there actually concrete steps that the administration can point to that we took with regard to the Palestinian Authority? I mean, were people held accountable for corruption?
No, Senator, thank you. We have been, through a variety of different programs at various different points in times, attempting to improve the accountability systems of the Palestinian Authority, as well as to improve their own ability to manage resources and so forth. Those activities and programs have, in some cases, had some successes. But again, I think we agree that there are still many steps that need to be taken by the Palestinian Authority to be able to address this challenge.
Well, this is an important point because the Biden administration views a revitalized Palestinian Authority as a key governing component for Gaza after Israel finishes destroying Hamas. And in February, the Wall Street Journal reported that the administration was trying to financially prop up the Palestinian Authority to maintain its hold on power. President Abbas recently appointed new Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa who's been promoted as being somebody who can bring about these reforms. And he's been talking about institutions having a zero policy toward corruption. How do you assess Mustafa's stand on getting corruption and making reforms, given his previous connection to the PA and their web of nepotism and so forth? How do you assess that?
Senator, thank you. We'll assess it based on what we see as in terms of actual progress and actual results. I can't speculate now on whether or not there is going to be progress. I think that we continue to press the point that there needs to be reform, there needs to be work done to address this challenge. That remains something that's a priority, again, for our senior leadership, including at the level of the Secretary. So we will continue to push for reform. We will continue to urge the Palestinian Authority to take these steps, and then we will see, based upon the actual steps taken, whether or not those kinds of reforms have taken root and whether or not they're being effective.
All right. So, Corder and Nephew, it sounds like you're from Missouri. You're skeptical. You want to see it. You should show me that there actually can be progress here. It's important, though, because if we are going to see progress in Gaza, there's got to be a government that can be trusted. And so far, the Palestinian Authority has not demonstrated that. They've got their pay-for-slave program still in place. Some of the issues I've already mentioned, that without getting these reforms, it seems like the administration's plan to have the PA take over Gaza is just not going to be successful. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Ricketts. Senator Booker.
Thank you, Chairwoman.